Today I want to take a journey with you, highlighting some of the top snack industry trends. What is the better for you functional foods industry looking like? Where are the growth rates? Where do the opportunities lie? And how can you get involved in such a fast growing market? Well, we're gonna turn to our friends and experts over at ChatGPT to guide us in this video and ask it some questions that I want you to be on the journey with me on figuring out exactly what's happening and then react to it in real time together. So open up the computer and let's dive in. Let's figure out exactly where this industry is going, and can you find a gap to jump in? All right, so let's ask it now. Starting a new chat, and we're going to start with, what are the industry trends with better for you functional snacks? So now it's telling us that as of knowledge of 2021, better for you snacks have been gaining significant popularity. So let's dive into some of the things that it is highlighting for us. Number one, increased demand for healthy functional snacks. Okay, let's just take a step back there for a second. COVID was in 2020. And what happened in COVID in 2020? Everybody got punched in the mouth and had to rethink exactly how they ate, what they thought about nutrition, and what they were putting in their body. And I think that, I know, looking back now, that the industry was already growing. But when you add a factor that is so critical to the world at large, that it only drives even further of a growth into a category where people are more aware of what's on the label, what's actually inside the product, how to read a nutrition facts panel, which is already the norm. At this point, now they're diving deep into things like seed oils and artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, and so many other things. So when it says increased demand for healthy and functional snacks, of course, because if you're gonna have, on average, there's 2.5 snacks that we consume per day, you probably wanna get something that is gonna drive some level of functional benefit and you feel better about what you're eating. There's a caveat here, okay? The caveat is that this thing has to taste amazing. If not, they're only looking at the functional benefit and they're not going to drive this consistent buying pattern, which if you were on the other side of the coin, if you actually own the brand, then you'd want to have someone repeat buy, right? So increased demand for healthy and functional snacks, that's gonna continue to grow. It says a couple different things here, like high protein content, added vitamins, minerals, fiber, probiotics, antioxidants, and other functional ingredients. High protein, low sugar with some level of benefit. I have been saying this for quite some time, but I do believe that if you stay around a real sound product that makes the individual feel better about what they're putting in their body, a lesser evil, that market that hits the larger demographic will continue to grow like wildfire. Let's go to number two. Focus on natural and clean labels. So we spoke a little bit about it, right? But that's the no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, looking at clean label ingredients or toppings, things that are thrown into products. So let's take a chocolate chip. So chocolate chips usually have soy lecithin in it, right? But if you can use a sunflower lecithin, well, then you start to clean up this label. And there's always an alternative in an ingredient that can be used when formulating a better for you clean label snack. And that's just one example. Next, we're going to plant-based and alternative ingredients. So this is a very, very popular one. And my wife is full, not vegan full out, but she doesn't eat meat, she doesn't eat dairy, and a lot of the snacks that are out there, it's not something she could eat. And so the plant-based alternatives are consistently growing. I think it is one of the top trends right now in 23. and it will continue to evolve. But when you look at formulating with plant-based products, there's always this caveat of how can you get a pea protein or a rice protein or a seed protein to taste as good as a dairy milk protein. And I will tell you, as someone who does formulate with all of these ingredients, it is more complex. You have to think about the ratios in which you are using every ingredient, right? To not overpower, leverage things that can help, bring out the natural flavors of the products, maybe potentially using a mushroom that can drive this nutty base flavor. So there's so much science and true formulation that goes into creating a plant-based alternative that still tastes delicious, but it is a everly increasing trend, and it will continue to grow like crazy. The next are innovative snack formats. And so this is our bread and butter. I stroll the aisles in grocery stores. I look for some of our childhood favorites, and we try to recreate this XYZ snack that we ate when we were kids in a adult format, a better for you option, in clean label format with something that can sit on a shelf for a year without having problems, while dialing in natural preservatives or leveraging ingredients that can help it keep fresh on the shelf for over 10 to 12 months, right? Giving the brand the time to be able to sell that product through distribution, retail, and to the end consumer. So innovative snack formats, yes. Think about a product right now. So say you were a sports nutrition brand, and you had a phenomenal brand, an amazing following, a great direct-to-consumer business, but you had an amazing network of retailers. And you wanted to service the retailers in a way that would help you stand out. You pick up the phone, you make a phone call, and you say, hey, Vitamin Shop buyer, I have XYZ product that's coming out. What do you think? On the other line, you want the buyer to say, oh, man, that's amazing. We actually don't carry that item. That's the magic of innovation, where your end retailer is already excited about carrying a product that you haven't even dropped in market yet. You're just having a conversation with them as to, hey, what do you think about this? We're working on this innovation. That is what we pride ourselves here at Master Food Lab, because it's what drives the needle for everyone. The brand wins, the consumer's happy, the retailer wins, and ultimately us as a manufacturer, we grow alongside that brand. And that is why I do what I do at the end of the day. And so going into the next one, personalization and customization. So customizable snack options are becoming more prevalent, allowing customers to tailor snacks to their individual preferences and dietary requirements. I will tell you that might be a thing, but it is more in a format of pills or powders, which can be done pretty quickly at scale and be modified or tweaked for the individual. Now, I think brands can lean into, or people that are innovating in the space can lean into a specific niche to solve a specific problem. And I think that's where you get into the personalization and customization. That's where you're able to separate yourself with that format. So let's say, for example, you wanted to go after this crazy industry of unhealthy kid snacks. You wanted to solve that problem. Well, the personalization of a low sugar, delicious tasting treat with good fiber counts, good nutrients that a mom or a dad felt very comfortable with presenting to their kid. Now you have a personalized product for a specific demographic that is customized to that kid's taste profiles, because of course, if it doesn't taste phenomenal, the kid's not gonna eat it. Who cares if the parents bought it? Trying to stuff a protein bar down a kid's throat, good luck. They're gonna go back to their chips, they're gonna go back to their Rice Krispie treats. It's just the way the game works. So if you're formulating and you're innovating for a specific demographic, you better tailor it to that end consumer, and it better be great. Then you have the digital and e-commerce growth. The rise of e-commerce has transformed the food industry, including the snack sector. Many brands are focusing on direct-to-consumer sales through their websites and partnering with online retailers. Yes, of course, it allows us to, as an industry, it allows us to go a little bit more direct, focus on an audience, create a product against that audience, solving the problem for that audience, whether it's kids, whether it's diabetics, whatever the target audience is and the problem you're solving, brands can reach a larger audience quicker, stay tighter on their niche, and innovate faster for the problem they're solving against that industry. And they're leveraging the digital and e-commerce space to be able to connect the dots between their end consumer at scale, right? Even think nationwide, and be able to deliver a format and a product or a snack that allows to solve that problem for that end user. And then the last one, sustainable packaging. Yes, it is. And I think it's still early in the game. I think it will be one that grows over time, but I can tell you a story that quickly aligns with why I believe sustainable packaging is going to continue to grow. And we have a consulting client of ours that are developing energy-based snack, a bar specifically for a full, whole food-based bar for the endurance and cycling community. And if you think about now, you have a peloton of riders, 40 people, they all have snacks to fuel up during a long ride. They're on this bike for 3 to 4 hours and they're exerting maximum effort for quite some time. They need to refuel. They reach in their back pocket and they're gonna grab their item of choice to refuel. Call it a gel, a stroop waffle, whatever this item is, or in this case, this new whole food-based bar that we're creating. The moment you're riding, you have to hold on. You're riding a bike, you're going 20 miles an hour plus, and you have to open up a package, eat the product, and then put away the packaging. Well, do you think that that product is opened without maybe a piece of that paper falling on the floor or the packaging falling on the floor? Or the end of that product, that person not just dumping that wrapper and continuing to ride, as sad as that sounds, it happens every day. And now, if your packaging on that is biodegradable, and you know that you can eat that product, try to get it back into your pocket, and if for whatever reason it were to fall on the floor or the rip falls on the floor, you know that it's not gonna do harm. And that's where I think that sustainable packaging in circumstances like that have a real window for continuing to grow in the industry. So we just saw, 7 key trends of what the functional snack, better for you snack space looks like and where it's going. And I just want to add one more. And I want to dive into purpose-driven snacking across just products in general that solve a real problem. And I think that when you look at functional medicine, and this is starting to get a little bit outside of scope for the everyday consumer, but there's a lot of people in this world that are experiencing trouble with one disease or another. And I believe that the pharmaceutical, doctor-driven medical profession could launch innovative, personalized snacking to solve true diseases and problems in the world within a snack format, right? So there's so much I can go into that, but if you pick disease A and you were able to find an ingredient that helped reduce XYZ for that disease, but now that was within a brownie that someone actually enjoyed eating at nighttime before they went to bed instead of taking X amount of pills or this or that, then that modification in format could drive innovation in the space and could become a trending topic. And so we'll continue to do our part in the industry. My name is Michael Alfaro. I'm the founder of Master Food Lab, and I hope that this video brought you a little light on industry trends on snacks, and I gave you some context around what ChatGPT had to say about it.